Except you, Delilah, and except you.
Just hold on a minute. I got to get...
Oh, Audrey's very busy, Delilah.
This is just ridiculous. Who? Oh,
Do you hire out?
no. Look at that. Delilah, take this. Here. Brush off that altar. That's ridiculous, all the mess that's here. All the time. Look. You didn't know you could use a mop for this, did you? It reaches. Look how high. Up here. We got to get this stuff. Has anybody started spring cleaning at home yet? No? Hey, this week you'll want to do some spring cleaning. I hear it's going to clear up and dry up, and the sun is going to come out, and it's going to be a beautiful week. The birds, I talked last week about the birds. I don't know, when I take my dog out for a walk, they are just tweeting and flitting all over the place. And all these flowers are blooming. It's gorgeous. Okay? Sometimes this time of year when it starts getting close to spring, which, believe it or not, it is still winter. When it gets close to spring, people, adults especially, get the urge to want to spring clean. Get the windows cleaned off. Take the screens off. It's just a good feeling when it starts to warm up. Do your parents do any spring cleaning, your grandparents? Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. This is a perfect time to get in there and get rid of the junk that we have, clean up a little bit. This morning I want to tell you about a time when Jesus did some spring cleaning. Okay? I know. What? What do you mean? It was time for the annual Passover celebration, so Jesus traveled to Jerusalem. Now, when he arrived in Jerusalem, Jesus went to the temple, which, remember, is a place that we go to worship God. Okay? I also want you to remember that the story I'm getting ready to tell is one of the only times that I remember, or one of the few times that I remember, where Jesus actually gets very, very angry and mad. Okay? He couldn't believe his eyes when he got there to the temple to worship. There in the temple, he saw people. They were selling cattle, sheep, and doves for the people to use as sacrifices in the temple. There were tables set up for money changers so that people could change their money into the temple's type of money. It looked more like a carnival and a big old party than it did a house of worship. Now, Jesus didn't like this. He was so angry, he made a whip from some rope and drove the cattle and sheep and all those that were selling the cattle and the sheep out of the temple. He went to the tables where the money changers were and he flipped the tables over, scattered coins all over the temple floor. To the ones that were selling the doves, he said, "Get these out of here. How dare you turn my Father's house into a market?" Yes, I would say that Jesus did some spring cleaning in the temple that day. As we think about Jesus cleansing the temple, we should also think about some other cleaning that needs to be done. Okay? Not just dusting and mopping and washing windows. We are in a season called Lent. At first, the word Lent actually meant the season of spring. But it has now become more than just that. It is a time for us to look inside ourselves and see if there's anything in us that needs to be changed. And are there some areas of your life where you would like Jesus to do some spring cleaning? I know there are some in my life. Can we bow our heads and close our hands for a short prayer? Dear Jesus, during this time when we think of spring cleaning, we ask you to forgive us when we do wrong and to make us clean once again. And all the children said, Amen. Thank you for listening.